Right? Sabrina Carpenter's the Winter Soldier. I just made that connection. Is that right?
They're here. They're here.
We have scary stories.
They're here.
Welcome to Off-Brand Horror.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. You're watching Off-Brand Horror. I'm Josh. I came across a new conspiracy theory, or at least something I had never heard of, while scrolling on TikTok. And I figured it's something that I could get into here since a lot of my new subscribers subscribed over the Trevor Moore conspiracy, so why not? This conspiracy has to do with Sabrina Carpenter and Hillary Clinton. Here is the TikTok that I came across that led me to researching this.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself?
And in the meantime, take care of yourself.
Younger. More beautiful. More perfect. One single injection unlocks your DNA, starting a new cellular reunion that will release another version of yourself. This is the substance.
All right, so let's break it down, just in case you've never heard of either person that I just mentioned for some reason. Sabrina Carpenter is an American singer and actress who first gained mainstream attention on Disney Channel before launching a pop career with multiple charting albums. She's one of the most recognizable young artists in mainstream pop today. Hillary Clinton is an American political figure whose public life has spanned decades, from the First Lady to U.S. Senator to Secretary of State to 2016 presidential nominee. Now, as far as I can tell, this all started when Hillary Clinton posted on Instagram. In October of 2025, she posted some photos celebrating her 50th wedding anniversary, and social media users on platforms like Twitter and Instagram began noting that some of the older photos made Clinton look somewhat similar to Sabrina Carpenter. And there were posts on Reddit, there were posts on TikTok, everyone's just, oh look, Sabrina Carpenter could play Hillary Clinton in a biopic. People were drawing comparisons. Apparently Sabrina Carpenter was cheated on, and of course Hillary Clinton was infamously cheated on.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
So people just started drawing comparisons between the two, and then of course it eventually found its way to conspiracy subreddits and forums, etc., etc. And then some people claim that it came from someone posting on Twitter, or there was a picture of Sabrina Carpenter on Twitter and like the AI misread it as a young Hillary Clinton. I couldn't find that Twitter post or like a screenshot of it even. I just saw people on Reddit saying, no, it started because AI misidentified, and then everyone... I couldn't find that. From what I could tell, it just looks like before this whole thing popped off, everyone was looking at Hillary Clinton's post of like her younger self and saying she kind of looks like Sabrina Carpenter. And so I think that's kind of where it started. But again, I could be wrong, You got to say you could be wrong, because there's going to be some asshole in the comment who's like, actually, you dumb you shouldn't have posted this because you should have did more research. All right. So the main conspiracy that the TikTok I just shared with you guys is insinuating is it's comparing Hillary Clinton and Sabrina Carpenter to the movie The Substance, which, if you haven't heard of that movie, it's a body horror movie about identity, cloning, transformation. It stars Demi Moore. She's a fading TV star who uses this mysterious serum to create a younger, more beautiful version of herself, with the rule that she must alternate between the two bodies every 7 days, leading to gruesome consequences if that balance is disrupted. The film explores themes of aging, beauty standards, societal pressure through dark satire, and extreme body horror. And one thing that I've learned about the conspiracy side of the internet is anything that Hollywood talks about or does is a tip of the hat or a wink and a nudge to people in the know, which I think is giving them a little more credit than they should have. But I mean, some stuff turns out to be true, Some stuff turns out to be true. I can be as neutral as I possibly can be throughout this entire video, and people are still gonna shit talk me from both sides in the comments. You know what I mean? So I guess the theory is that basically Sabrina Carpenter isn't real. She is real, but she was created from Hillary Clinton. And if you haven't seen The Substance, you can go watch that and you'll get a better picture of what this theory is all about. The question would be why? Why? Because in the movie, you know, Demi Moore is wanting to maintain her popularity and her fame and her money and etc. etc. So she's, you know, oh, I'm no longer being looked at as I age, and so she, you know, becomes this other person through this mysterious serum, right? So what would Hillary Clinton's goal be? Because she's not in the spotlight in that kind of way. From my understanding, people are thinking that she's doing this in order to influence the public to vote for her, or at the very least vote for her policies, and to help her and the group of people she's associated with have more control over the world, or the country at least. Because Sabrina Carpenter is someone that is just, you know, popped off. She's a huge sensation, millions and millions of fans, and people are very easily influenced, especially by a superstar. If Hillary Clinton is this superstar, then she can use that stardom to influence us, or to normalize things that shouldn't be normalized. In fact, Sabrina Carpenter was named by headcount as the artist who registered and engaged the most voters in the 2024 cycle. So she does have a political leaning, and she is influencing politics in a way. However, it obviously didn't work out for her, because she was encouraging people to vote for Harris, and we know how that worked out. But it wouldn't be the first time that Hillary Clinton has lost to Donald Trump. Now, the other thing that she is doing is, according to the theorists, what she is doing is normalizing certain things that shouldn't be normalized, such as the P word. Which kind of sounds like PDF file. And the way she's doing that is kind of being very sexual, you know, playing into the whole sex icon thing, while at the same time kind of being childlike. For instance, the biggest thing that I've seen that people point towards is when she did a photo as Lolita, which is a movie from 1997, which was based on a novel, and it's about a middle-aged professor that's obsessed with his 14-year-old stepdaughter. And basically he's grooming this underage girl, and he's a pedophile, you know, obviously. There's a lot of weird people out there who like don't get the point. I don't know, people can't pick up on cues on stuff. Like, I saw people saying like, well, you know, if you read the book, you'll see that, you know, she kind of seduced him. Oh, the child. Oh, the child seduced the middle-aged man. Oh, gotcha. Okay. People are strange. And so the fact that Sabrina Carpenter dressed like Lolita in this, while also being like a sex icon, I don't know what the word would be for whatever she is, you know, is sketchy. Don't like that. But like, I have no problem with her. Pop stars have always, you know, been sex icons. I've got no problem with that. You know, that's something that's just always been. But if she is in fact also, because I don't know a lot about her, you know, if she is in fact also always playing into kind of child like stuff while doing then that's weird. You know what I mean? That's a little odd. But like I said, I don't know the girl. I know she's got that one song. I kind of like that one song. That please, please, please don't prove I'm right. Heartache is one thing, my ego's another. I pray you don't embarrass me, motherfucker. But yeah, you know what I mean? So when I was reading up on it, I saw that as something they pointed towards, and it's like, well, you know, the Clintons are in the Epstein files, and so, you know, Hillary Clinton is becoming Sabrina Carpenter, and she is normalizing that type of behavior. And, you know, I call that the unfun side of a fun conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? Because conspiracy theories like Hillary Clinton being Sabrina Carpenter are fun on the surface, but then it's like, and the reason is pedophilia. It's like, oh shit, okay, this is just taking a very unfun turn. I don't like reading about that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's why I've never done like true crime stuff in my podcast either. I've always like the ghost side of things, ghosts and demons and goblins and witches and the supernatural side of things. Sam! I don't want to talk about freaking someone who actually died and some serial killer who actually exists. Like, that's terrible. It's very dark. But the unfun side of the fun conspiracy theory is that's part of it, right? And alongside that conspiracy theory, there is a separate conspiracy theory regarding Sabrina Carpenter, which is a little more on the believable side, you know, when it comes to this kind of thing. And that is that Sabrina Carpenter is a victim of something called Monarch programming, which is said to be a continuation of historical programs like MK Ultra, which MK Ultra I often see like called a conspiracy theory online, and it's like, well, no, that was real. You know, which sometimes conspiracy theories end up being real. And let's be clear about that, guys. Okay, can we meet in the middle here? It's called a conspiracy theory because it's a theory at the time, even if it turns out to be true later. You know what I mean? And you don't get to rub people's nose in it if they were like, yeah, that sounds plausible, but it's a conspiracy theory, because it is still theory. But people are like, yeah, but it's called conspiracy theory because the CIA created the term conspiracy theory, which in and of itself is a conspiracy theory because that hasn't been proven. Back to the point. MK Ultra is a real thing. And just a quick definition of it, MK Ultra was an illegal secret CIA program, 1953 to late 1960s, designed to develop drug-based mind control, interrogation techniques, and behavior modification. It involved unethical human experimentation on unsuspecting US and Canadian citizens, often using LSD to manipulate mental states. Now, that's insane, right? And if that was a conspiracy theory, a lot of people would be like, that's insane. And then it ended up being true. See what I mean? So some stuff is going to be true, but that's just how the world works. And this Monarch theory is based on MK Ultra. And that's why it's like, well, that sounds more believable than Hillary Clinton lying naked in a closet somewhere while Sabrina Carpenter's throwing ass on a stage. And more believable than Sabrina Carpenter laying in a closet somewhere when Hillary Clinton is standing on a stage somewhere looking at the lights like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little more believable, this Monarch thing. But Monarch programming is supposed to be a continuation of historical programs like MK Ultra. According to the posts on conspiracy forums, there's symbolic imagery like butterflies that are alleged to represent hidden mind control signals, like a wink and a nudge to the people who are in the know. And so users often look for things like butterflies, mirrors, or clocks as symbols in artists' pictures or music videos and stuff. And apparently there's a bunch of music videos and stuff like that that shows like the butterflies and all that stuff with Sabrina Carpenter. But to expand on what Monarch programming is, using trauma to create alternate personalities or alters in subjects, famously detailed in Kathy O'Brien's book Transformation of America. But basically they're saying that they use severe psychological trauma, abuse, and torture to fracture a person's mind. And the ultimate goal is to create a monarch slave with these compartmentalized personalities. So it's like, from my understanding, and correct me if you're like real big into this and you understand it more, it's creating multiple personalities within a person that you can control. The Winter Soldier, right? Sabrina Carpenter's the Winter Soldier. I just made that connection. Is that right? Is that correct? She's the Winter Soldier. They say a word and she's like, where do I throw ass today? You know? And whose face do I slam my ass into to get them to do what we need them to do? And then I'm just out there like, please, 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 Hillary Clinton for president. Do, 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 do. Bill Clinton isn't in the Epstein files. He was there for a party, but he didn't know what was going on when he was there, and he was just there to have a good time. And then they call it Monarch programming based on like the Monarch butterfly, I guess, because a Monarch butterfly transforms into a butterfly. There's a lot of like websites when I was trying to research this. A lot of them were just like a PDF I would have to download. Not going to do that. And some, you know, I feel like I got a pretty good understanding of it to tell you guys what the theory is specifically with Sabrina Carpenter. And that's what it is, right? All right, apparently the video In My Bed has a lot of Monarch programming hints in it. And so let's just check out the video real quick.
Little things weigh so heavily, take my energy till it's gone.
Oh, there's a butterfly on the left, right? Or on the right. Yeah, right there behind her. Oh, it's a butterfly. Look at that. All over her walls. Butterflies. Oh, God. Butterflies. Wasn't mirrors a thing, too? Was mirrors a thing? I can't remember. I feel like they said butterflies, mirrors are all Monarch programming, tip of the hand.
Like this, but I'm still in my bed. Turn this pillowcase.
Going on here. Bunch of white men with pins while her eyes are swirling. Not a good sign. Not a good sign.
I'm still in my bed.
So what do you guys think? Bunch of Monarch programming stuff? Is she under someone's control? Is she normalizing things and working for the other side? The thing is, though, is that it's everybody, right? You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump's in that shit. I think it's hilarious how there were so many people, so many Trump supporters who have been talking about that the world is like run by pedophiles and the Pizzagate and this, that, and the other. And then it's like happening now. It's like, holy shit. I'm so sorry, guys. You guys were right. You guys were right. What are we going to do? You know? And they're like, yeah, but not Trump though. Huh? Yeah, not Trump though. He's because he was just, you know, like, I know his name is mentioned like a million times in the files, but you know, he's you know what I mean? That's why you don't that's why you don't worship one person, dude. You don't worship a person. All right, you don't worship a politician. And yes, he's a politician. He's not a businessman. He's a politician. He's in a political office. Both sides are in it. It's littered. It's littered with them. The rich versus the poor. It always has been. But you can't get that through some people's heads, you know? Let's fight each other while they rat each other out. They snitch on each other while doing the same shit. You know what I mean? All right, here's an article here by The Vigilant Citizen. Sabrina Carpenter's In My Bed, a video about the mind control of a young girl made by Disney. Through disturbing symbolism, the video In My Bed by Disney star Sabrina Carpenter is a blatant celebration of MKUltra and the sick culture of the occult elite. And it's got some stuff about her covering the eye. I guess that's all part of it too. I thought that was Illuminati shit. Or am I just outdated? I saw someone comment on my Trevor Moore video because I was talking about like Illuminati stuff and they're like, dude, that's so old. It's like, damn, I can't even talk about conspiracy theories anymore without being called old. Dude, it's about Monarch programming now. The Illuminati is out and Monarch programming is in. Josh, keep up. My apologies. My apologies for not keeping up. At the beginning of the video, Sabrina is lying in bed, then she begins levitating. The basis of mind control is to induce trauma, which leads to disassociation, which leads to a feeling of lightheadedness and floating. This first scene symbolically describes the beginning of the process of mind control. Sabrina's room is filled with symbols relating to mind control. First, the room is filled with butterflies, saw that. Above Sabrina's head are several clocks, all displaying a different time. This refers to the complete disorientation in time and space of MK slaves due to trauma and disassociation. Also behind her are pictures of an evil demon cat. But yeah, and then there's also the fact that her aunt is the voice of Bart Simpson, Nancy Cartwright, who is a Scientologist. And so she does have ties to Scientology.
That's fair. Sorry. I deserve it. Ow! That one really hurt.
Some stuff online saying Tom Cruise wanted Sabrina Carpenter to take over as the new face of Scientology, but she's never publicly said that she is a Scientologist. And there's even posts that claim that she denied it. I can't find her actually saying that or where she said that. I'm just trying to present the information that I found. Obviously, I'm reading stuff in real time even. I thought it was an interesting theory when I saw, well, I thought it was a interesting video because I had seen the substance and then I came across that video and I was like, oh, they do kind of look alike when Clinton was younger. And then that led me down this rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. And let's present the information. All right, because I feel like it's hard to find the information. It's hard for me to find it. You try to look up like other videos and stuff, and so many are just AI talking. Sabrina Carpenter related to Hillary Clinton. Dude, you can't freaking look anything up anymore. I was trying to look up reviews for like hotel rooms, trying to plan a trip, and I'm like, I wonder how the hotel room. And it's like, this hotel located, blah 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 blah, and it's like it's so bad. It's just written by AI, read by AI, and then just like pictures they found online. And I'm like, I got to start doing hotel reviews, I guess. Pack the bags. We're going to hotels. Which hotel, honey? Every one. And we're going to review all of them so that there's an actual person recording and showing you if the room is clean or not. I'm going to change the name of this channel from Off-Brand Horror to just Off-Brand, just so it's kind of the same name, and then we're just going to do it all. Anytime I Google something and it's hard to find the goddamn answer, I'm going to make a video here so you can at least hear a human who doesn't know what he's talking about versus the AI that doesn't know what it's talking about. You know what I mean? All right, so here's your takeaway. Sabrina Carpenter is maybe Hillary Clinton. Or maybe she's just a pop star whose dreams came true because she had some connections in the industry, and now she's a big phenomenon, and she's got her own opinions on things, and she likes Harris more than Trump, and maybe it's nothing. You know what I mean? Maybe she likes butterflies and throwing ass. You know what I mean? Like, it could just be that. It could just be that, or it could be the other thing. I think what's important is you don't idolize anyone. You don't idolize anyone. You don't idolize Sabrina Carpenter, and you don't idolize Donald Trump. Is there anything I'm missing here? Tell me how wrong I am in the... Sorry, I don't know why... Tell me how wrong I am. Speaking of comments, this person says, ever since we got the Epstein files, it turns out most of those conspiracies are true. # Trevor was killed. One thing can be true and the other not true, though. Because Trevor could have not been killed and then also been right about the conspiracies that he enjoyed talking about. You know, I could drop dead today. I talk about conspiracies in my videos sometimes, like this whole video was about. And I could die tonight. And then maybe someone did come into my house and kill me, or maybe not. That's the thing. I'm just saying it's a theory right now. That's all I'm saying. There's no proof right now. And if I'm presented the proof later, I'm not going to go, oh, but, like a Donald Trump supporter. If you say, hey, Josh, I found a video of Trevor Moore being pushed from his balcony by Zach Kreger, and behind him were a bunch of guys in suits signing contracts to help him make weapons, I would go, holy shit, you were right. Damn. Because I accept the evidence that is presented to me. I don't go, oh, but I like daddy's. All right, thank you guys for watching. Pop off in the comments and let me know how stupid I am this time. Catch you guys next time for another shitty episode of Off-Brand Horror.